Passing hour, the disaster worsens and hope is flooded by a cruel reality. That's tonight's top story.
We will rebuild, and we do have faith. And I believe in our people, and I believe together we will all pull out of this, and our city will be stronger.
No power, no clean water, and in many cases, no homes to speak of. The crisis in Grand Forks is deepening by the hour, and tonight the city is under a near military-style lockdown. Good evening, everybody. 30,000 people are now out of their homes with no real idea of when they'll be able to go back.
Fresh water and electricity are almost non-existent in Grand Forks and East Grand Forks, but at least the downtown fires are finally out. The burned-out ruins stand tonight amid deep floodwaters in downtown Grand Forks. A few hot spots are smoldering, but the fires are under control. The floodwaters are devouring 9 square miles of neighborhoods in Grand Forks and East Grand Forks. The water will keep rising for at least another day. And even the emergency workers needed help for a while. They evacuated several dozen patients from United Hospital in downtown Grand Forks. Several of them are due in the Twin Cities tonight. We begin tonight's team report with KARE 11's Boyd Hoopert live in Grand Forks. Boyd.
Rick, there is a strict curfew in Grand Forks tonight. No movement around town, but in some ways it is a moot point because there are so few people left in town. Get this, about 30,000 people lived in what is now being called mandatory evacuation areas. That represents 70% of the population of Grand Forks. Of all the awesome images of the flood of '97, the 9 square miles of Grand Forks underwater, the houses up to their eaves, none is more powerful than this one.
It's the worst I've seen in all my life.
More than 3,000 residents of Grand Forks sheltered in Air Force hangars. It is the human drama.
You had no choice. What to do, you do.
And Evelyn Pettis is part of it.
My God. I went to bed at night, and the next thing they were at the door trying to get us all out.
Evelyn left so quickly she couldn't even call her children. As far as she knows, they don't even know where she is.
I've tried calling, and they say that the lines are underwater.
Clem Vanyo left home with no more than his medication and a few clothes.
Hope the house is standing when I get back to it.
While a few cots away, Shannon Houle has been struggling to help her son Daniel understand.
1 minute he's fine, 1 minute he's upset and crabby. We showed him pictures of the water and everything, and he has no idea.
Pick you up if that's okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
And more are coming as the evacuation area continues to expand, as water rushes into more neighborhoods.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
And in Grand Forks, the road out is strictly one way.
I can see the building. That's about all I can do is look at it. They won't let anybody in.
In fact, some people have decided there's no longer a reason to stay.
Here's the fire. We're 5 blocks away from the fire, 5 blocks away from the water. Our house is right there behind the police station.
Paul Nadeau and his wife are among dozens of people being airlifted out of state.
Like the last plane out of Saigon.
Left behind are once bustling neighborhoods, now eerily still. And another blow to this community, for tonight you can count among the evacuated the patients and staff of Grand Forks United Hospital.
Well, I can't thank the medical personnel enough. I have never seen kinder people through all the trials that they have. Every one of them have lost their homes, yet they're all concerned about somebody else.
The community had wanted desperately to save that hospital, but today they found it in that mandatory evacuation area, so everyone had to move out. Patients are being airlifted to South Dakota, Minnesota, as far away as the Twin Cities. And one of the saddest things about this flood, this area that we're standing in was never expected to flood. So most of the people here do not have flood insurance, yet the damage is obvious. Back to you, Joan and Rick. I'm sorry, I'm going to send this over to Rhonda Kinchlow. She's been covering another aspect of this flood, a terrible fire downtown. Rhonda?
Thanks, Boyd. I tell you, we've got some good news on this side of the water to report to you this evening. 8 people who were trapped inside of an apartment building that was very close to the fire that raced through the security building yesterday have all been safely brought out of that building this evening. Earlier today, the mayor issued a very emotional, strong appeal to people, saying that walk away from your homes, walk away from your buildings. All of those things can be replaced, but your lives cannot. But we found out a few hours later that the residents were listening.
Grand Forks, a place of excellence.
It was a proud Grand Forks Mayor Pat Owens who described her flooded out and fire-ravaged city as excellent.
And we will rebuild, that we are a place of excellence, and we will come through this.
But getting through this means expecting the unexpected. While more of the city's residents left their homes to the flood, smoke was spotted in the city's downtown district. Flames could be seen shooting from the security building.
As it was going, you know, it was kind of windy, or the wind was blowing, and it pushed the embers. There was a lot of heat down there. We had a lot of embers floating in the air, and that's what basically started the other buildings on fire.
Firefighters fought the blaze and the day after hotspots by air, dumping 2,000 gallons of water per stop on the stubborn fire.
We have asked people to put white sheets on the roofs.
Efforts to beat the blaze were hampered when emergency crews learned there were people inside some of the nearby buildings.
We have a very high level of concern for those people in that area to identify themselves. We're going to get them out of there.
Those situations could pop up throughout the rest of the city. That's why I encourage the citizens that are in their homes or in buildings to get out promptly.
A survey of the burned-out area served another blow to the city. At least 4 blocks of the downtown district blackened from the fire, some 11 buildings partially or totally destroyed. Still, the mayor of the City of Excellence says Grand Forks is down, but not out.
What makes a community a place to live is not the buildings or anything else in that community. It is the people, the spirit, and the faith that are in those people.
You know, in listening to the mayor tonight, you get kind of emotional inside, because I tell you, the story of the mayor is one that's worth hearing. She used to be a secretary for almost 3 decades to other mayors of Grand Forks. She went from being a secretary, she did not go to college, and she turned into the mayor. She ran for office and beat some politicals that had been in the political arena for quite some time. So they're very proud of their mayor here, and it seems as though when she speaks, they listen. So it's good to report that tonight. Back to you.
Hey, Rhonda, am I understanding this correctly? Is there still a concern that there may be people actually in buildings near where that fire happened, and it's already so flooded now that there are people still there?
Well, the people that they know about have all been rescued. Those 8 people have been rescued. They rescued some 20 people yesterday, another 8 people today. Anyone who's inside, it's going to be kind of hard to measure, because that was an area that should have been evacuated. There should not have been people inside of there yesterday. And so at this point, they're trying to figure out, are there people inside who may be sick? Are there people who have already been evacuated to another location? So it's going to be a few days before they can confirm that all people are safe at this time, but they can report tonight that anyone who threw a sheet outside the window or who made an emergency call, all of those people were rescued safely.
Thank you very much, Rhonda.